Hello, dear ones. Welcome to the Awakening Path Show, the space where your healing is not just possible, it's already unfolding. I am your host, Eleonora, and this is where ancient wisdom meets modern miracles constantly. Stay with me until the end. What we activated together today could change your frequency forever. And today I have an amazing, extraordinary human being that really has made a real transformation in her life and starts impacting the life of many. Her name is Bridgitte Jackson-Buckley, an intuitive writer and a spiritual seeker who went from a safe career in medicine to channeling wisdom from the Akashic Records and the Ra Collective. As the founder of Little Visioneers, that we're going to explain about later, and a prolific writer featured on platforms like Oprah, Super Soul Sunday, Median, Tiny Buddha, and Thrive Global, Bridgitte shares how she reconnects with her purpose after years of detours. So please join me to welcome Bridgitte Jackson-Buckley. Welcome, Bridgitte. Unmute yourself. I'm sorry, I did. I unmute you by mistake.
Okay.
Okay, welcome.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes, I can.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here. Happy to be here.
And we have so much to talk about, but I think I'm going to start with A Course in Miracles because it's a passion that join us, that unite us, the passion of the teachings of A Course in Miracles. That's what's really join us in this journey. And it's really a pathway to self-discovery, to really let it go of all the fear-based programming and start to reconnect with your true essence, that's love through forgiveness and so on. But today, let's learn a little bit more about Bridgitte. I think we have subjects to talk in many, many lives, at least 10. Today, we're going to get to learn more about her and some of her products and services and her books and her passions for books. But I will start with the question that I asked to all my guests. That is, how has been your spiritual evolution? That's not exactly spiritual evolution is not something that's really exists or exists is. You will start to peel in the layers to find out that you are light. How that peeling started for you?
So how did the spiritual evolutionary journey start for me?
Yes.
I mean, I feel like mine started like decades ago. Like when we were having a really, really hard time, we were going through a major financial crisis because we had just gotten married, my husband and I, and he had just like renovated my childhood home. It took him like over a year to do it, and we moved into the house.
Mm.
And like maybe 3 months after we moved into the house, he was 33 years old and he started having symptoms for having a stroke. So
Oh.
that was like, and I was like I was a stay-at-home mom with our younger daughter. We had two kids at the time. And so that just pretty much sent our life into a downward spiral because he was the primary income earner, and so that is when I would say my spiritual journey started, but I didn't even know about the spiritual journey at that time. It was just such a difficult period of time, and we didn't have any money, and we were arguing with each other and all that. So what I had at my disposal was that when I would take the kids to school, there was a library there, and I loved to read, so I would stop at the library and just run my hands over books on the spiritual self-help section and see what jumped out at me. So I started reading all these books about meditation and personal growth. And I started meditating. And that's when I started like connecting with my higher self and all this information started coming through. So it was like 2 decades ago that it started. But I didn't consciously choose to step on the path. I didn't know about the path. It was just the consistent thread, and all the books that I read was to meditate and to go within. So I was like, okay, well maybe they know what they're talking about. So that's when I started.
I got very emotional with that because you had so many paths, you could have done so many things, but you decided to listen to that internal voice inside of you and you follow your passions and kind of move a little bit away from the victimhood as a, okay, I can do that. Must have a better way. Let's try to find out that better way.
Well, I mean, I stepped onto it, and I don't mean to make it seem like it was just easy and clear and like everything fell into place, because I did feel like I was a victim of the world. That was until I found Rob Schwartz's book, Your Soul's Plan, when he talked about pre-birth planning. And then I was like, oh, I'm actually not a victim of the world. But now, because I study the course, I can look back on that period and see I was in a major fight with my mind. Like I was, it was crazy, Eleanor. I mean, I was like worried, like, poor me. Oh, I can meditate. I mean, it was just this back and forth and back and forth. So I can say over the course of the 2 decades, it was a slow, like slog through the mud, like moving. And then when I found A Course in Miracles, in was it 2020? I started the lessons in 2021, but when I found A Course in Miracles, that answered all my questions, it dotted all the I's, crossed all the
Brilliant.
T's, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. So then I really started peeling back the layers and diving into forgiveness.
Wow, that's amazing. And really, the Course in Miracle does that, answer so many questions. If you don't have yet, don't get it yet. Just go there, Google, search, go YouTube, see what the book has for you. The book is even available online for free if you wanted to just scan through, see what's about. And I guarantee you, after you start reading this book, you're gonna see some great shifts in your life and for better. So you can go from there.
Well, I'll say when I found, like, I had worked like several years ago. I worked at a spiritual center, and there was a Course in Miracles group. But I was like, I didn't know what the course was. And I knew that these people were doing something. I just looked at them as like those people over there, whatever they're doing. So when I found the course, it was like in 2020, we were at home for the shelter in place, and Rob Schwartz, author of Your Soul's Plan Again, sent out an email newsletter that Tina Louise Spalding was going to be starting a YouTube series, 40 Days and 40 Nights. So I started looking at the YouTube series, and I was like, what's this? What is she channeling about? Like, why is she always referring to A Course in Miracles? So one of my friends had joined Tina's community, and then she called me and she told me like, oh, Tina did like 365 videos on A Course in Miracles. Maybe you could do it. Maybe that would help you understand. And I was like, okay. I was like, I don't know why I said okay, but I was just like, okay, I think maybe I could do it. So I knew nothing about the course. I had absolutely no expectations. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So I just asked my daughter if she wanted to do it with me. So for Christmas in December 2020, she bought my copy of the course, and I bought her copy of the course. And then in 2021, we started it. And I mean, things start to change after that.
Yes.
you know, you you go through this period where you're like, what the hell is happening with my life? Like everything is changing, but it's like you're letting go of what no longer serves you, but it's a steady
Right. In
process.
the beginning, it sounds a little bit scary because you are letting go of things that you know, even though it wasn't working. but it's like the devil,
Yeah.
but you need to let them go to give space for the good things to come.
Yeah, but you still, I mean, I know for me, like I was still kind of like holding on, like, like that death grip, like, but if I let go, so I mean, it's such a beautiful process that the course outlines: the faith, the trust, the acceptance, and just I mean, just reading the beautiful words in the course, it's so encouraging. So I'm on my third round of doing the daily lessons, and I've read the text. I'm on my fifth reading of the text. So and I read A Year in Forgiveness by Tina Spalding to accompany me. So it's at the forefront of my life.
Yes, another similarity about our journey is Tina also introduced me to A Course in Miracles,
Okay.
and I did with her the lessons in 2019, and January 1st, 2019, I had decided by myself that I would stop the lessons that I had started. I think I was only like 57 on 2018. And I said, no, I already started from January 1st. And this time I'll take serious and I'll end in December 31st. When I look at my phone, YouTube, that was Tina. She did the lesson and then Jesus came. I said, oh my goodness, that's the best gift of the year, I think maybe of my life. And I tell you that I didn't miss a day. If I would go on a trip, I would take pictures of the book because it's a heavy book, so sometimes it's hard to carry around. But I would move things around to accommodate the lessons and whatever I was doing.
Yeah.
And December 31st, I finished. Wasn't easy, but I did. I didn't do perfect, but that's okay because you don't do just one time anyway.
Well, when I started, I thought, okay, well, I did the daily lessons. I was like, okay, well, that's it. But like the internal guidance, like I was guided to do it again this year, maybe because things are intense this year. There's a lot of change, but I didn't think that I would do it more than once. But when I go someplace, when I travel, I have the same copy that you have. I have that large copy. I take it with me, Ellen. I take it and I just get up early in the morning. I take both books. Like I don't know, I take it. I know
And
I could
people
look at it
may,
online, but I like the books. I like books.
yes, people may think, what? When I heard the first time it's 365 lessons, one a day, I will spend 1 year studying something. I'm a fast learner. I will do that thing in 6 months.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. But it's not that you need to finish the whole year to start reaping the benefit because it's not.
Hmm.
Actually, if you are paying attention, even on the second day, you already notice some difference. 7 days, you're gonna notice some difference for better. 1 month, 3 months. So it's always peeling the layers slowly. And it's a slow transformation. Why? Because it's transforming your mind. And the mind needs to be transformed slowly because you build an identity and you cannot just suddenly remove all the beliefs that you have, throw in the trash, and then you have an empty slate and say, who am I? What I'm doing here? You go crazy. So you remove one layer, one unloving belief, and then you replace to another one. You get comfortable with that one, and then there is another one that you start to really nag you and say, oh, I don't think I want this anymore. And then you get rid of that other one, and then you go. So in the end of the year, you gain a lot. But every time you read this book again, you see things that you haven't seen before. I don't know how it was done, but that's what it is. It's like a magic box that
I
you
know
down
it's amazing.
everything
I
you
know
believe
exactly
and
what you're
something
talking
else.
about because Eleanor, I've read hundreds of books. Like I said, when we went through that crisis, I just read and read, and I love books. I read a lot. But when I started reading A Course in Miracles. I did not know. I read like the first couple pages and I had no idea what it said. I was like, what I couldn't even understand the sentences. But I just kept going and I didn't try to change the program to fit my needs, like, oh, I'm gonna hurry up and do it. I just did it as it was prescribed because I thought the book must know what it's doing. So I just did it as it was supposed to be done. Like there was no
A
raise.
little phrase.
But what Tina and I talked about this when we did the interview, when she did the series of How to Save Your Life, about you don't really understand the level of consciousness that you're holding until you start to read A Course in Miracles. Like we come to it thinking that, we're this, we're that. Well, I know this, I'm okay, everything is fine. Like you're not really at the level to understand just how much you're going to get out of the course because you think you already know so much. But as you start to read the text to get the theoretical perspective of the lessons, you start to see what is in your mind, like the mind that is actually creating the life that's generating the problems, the issues, the relationship chaos. Like your mind is doing that. And when you move through the lessons of the course, you start to see what you believe because you don't even recognize what you're seeing. You don't even know what you're looking at. You don't know that the eyes don't see. It's the mind that sees. The course brings all of that to your attention. And I completely agree that you would go crazy because there were times when I thought I just want to be done. Like, how many layers are there to the onion known as Bridgitte? Like, my gosh, like I thought I dealt with all that. But when I look back over the course of the 4 years that I've been doing it, going into five, there's no way. Like if everything was just peeled away, I would be like huddled in a corner rocking back and forth. Like you really, the undoing takes place at a pace and a level that you can handle it. Like you're never giving more than you can handle, more than you can process. And I totally see it. And I also see the last point I'll make. Like I said, I'm on my fifth reading of the text. And I will read a paragraph. I'm like, how the hell did I miss this? I've never seen these words before. Like, what did this come from? Or like there will be a part of it that just
Yeah.
clicks, and I'm like, I get it. I get it. But it's such a beautiful and interesting experience.
Yes, and I was reading the text this year, and I do videos to YouTube. So let me write down some codes to make little videos. But I was getting like 3, 4 codes in a page. I don't think
Oh, I
I
should have I
don't
should
think
have brought my
go in the
copy.
face.
Oh my God, I have so many tags in that book that I just stopped. It's like, just stop. It's just like a rainbow. I know what you mean. So much beauty.
Well, I don't think I'll go much further this way. Bridget, I think we should schedule another live just to talk about A Course in Miracles. But today I want to know more about you. You are passionate about books, about writing. How that it came to you? When do you start writing?
Okay, so I've always had an interest in writing. Like I've been keeping journals since I was in like fifth grade, and I still have all of them. And I was into writing in high school, but I did not go into writing in college. You know how parents can be doing the absolute best they can, given the consciousness they have. They encouraged me to go into something more solidified, more safe. So I went into college thinking that I was going to go into medicine. So I just kind of like pushed down that creative side of me. So I got my degree and everything. And when I came back and got married and went through all of that and everything, when we went through that difficult time, I kept having this thought to write. But I was like, I can't write. I have bills to worry about. I have problems to worry about. I can't be dealing with writing. But it was like always, it was always, always there. So again, I said I would go to the library and I would get books and read. And then I started meditating. And then I started asking for guidance. This is unfolding over a period of time. And I started to notice like this very loving telepathic message would come through. I would feel it to the left of my head. And it was a voice in a way like I don't speak like that.
Mhm.
So in meditation, I would be literally sitting in my bed in the middle of the night in dark, and I would just scribble down what came through. And the
Mhm.
next morning, when the kids went to school, I'd get up and rewrite it and like, oh, that's beautiful guidance. And so I have like notebooks and notebooks of that. So years later, when we had moved out of the crisis, I was doing interviews on YouTube just like you, and I was working at the spiritual center, and the writing was like coming more to the forefront. And I did this interview, and this lady was telling me, because I was like, how did you even come up with this information for this book? And she said she channeled it. And I remembered it was probably my guides, but I didn't think that at
Right.
the time. I was like, oh my gosh, I have like all this information that came through during my meditation. So I pulled out those notebooks and started to reread it. And everything that had come through was validated as I moved through the experience. And I started thinking this could be so helpful for people. And then I started getting this nudge to type it up. And a part of my mind was like, well, why would I type it up? What am I going to do after typing it up? The doubt we have, the way we sabotage
Yeah.
ourselves. But I kept having this feeling to type it up. So as soon as I typed it up, then I had another like thought, maybe I could get a literary agent. And because I was doing all of this work with like starting to try to write, like I knew publicists and stuff. So I asked one of the publicists I knew, do you know a literary agent? And so she was like, let's talk about it on Tuesday. And she was going to tell me no, that my platform wasn't big enough. I couldn't get a literary agent. And in between the time that I
Can you
asked
explain what
her,
literal agent is?
huh?
Can you explain what literate agent
Oh,
is?
a literary agent, someone that you give your material to, and they will send it out to the publishers to see if they want to publish your book.
Oh, I see. It's like an agent.
Yeah, so it was like a Thursday. I asked her about this, and we were going to meet on Tuesday. In between Thursday and Tuesday, she met a literary agent that said she wanted to change her focus of the project she works on. And so she introduced her to me, and then I had a literary agent, Eleanor. I planned none of it. It was all guidance. And like she wanted to work with me. And the first book was a memoir about the process that I just described, and it's entitled The Gift of Crisis. So I always knew that I wanted to write something. I didn't know what it was. So the book was ready to come through, you
Mm,
know?
yeah.
And thank goodness that I was able to get out of the way enough and not sabotage it. So that was how the first book came through. Long story.
So let's just jump a little bit about your guides, and then we come back to the books again. Um, how you describe your guides at this moment? Do you get to know who they are?
So right now I would describe, okay, I have like a team of guides. So my guides and teachers they have identified themselves as the Raw Collective, a collective of guides. And then because I read the Akashic Records, the Lords of the Records are also my guides, but I always feel Jesus and Mary Magdalene around me and some ascended masters, but I refer to those as my guides. But when I started meditating and the guidance came through, I didn't call it channeling. I didn't call it automatic writing. I just called it literally what I was doing, writing down what came through. But it was in like 2020 when I noticed that there was a shift in the energy. That loving, soft, gentle energy that had been with me since I first started meditating, it shifted. And then the collective identified themselves. It was a more directive energy. It was still loving, but it was just a little stronger. And so then they gave me some time. I didn't know what was happening. They gave me some time to get comfortable with the name collective because I was like, who is a collective?
Mhm.
And after like several months, when I was doing some automatic writing, the name Raw came through. So I was like, oh, it's the Raw Collective. And they were like, yes, we're the Rock Collective. So they gave it to me in pieces that I could handle.
Actually, I have a set of books. There are five. I'm looking at them right now. It's called The Law of One.
Yeah.
Yes, I have all of
Mhm.
them. Oh, that's amazing. And how you describe like your psychic abilities? I'm not. Let's not. Let's explain first what is psychic ability because many people are so afraid of this name.
Yeah.
And what I have to tell you is everybody is psychic. What it means to be psychic, that's my simple view, my simple way to say things is the ability to communicate, to interact with other dimensions. And
Hmm.
everybody does that, especially with your higher self through your intuition. Doesn't matter if you understand or if you believe it, you do it. You choose to listen to or not. But everybody has that ability through the intuition, through that little voice inside of your head. It's your voice, but you know the thoughts doesn't come from you,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
intuition. And also just knowing things, that's another way. Some people, that ability is more developed. And then
Hmm.
you have the clairvoyance, who can see, who can hear, who can do telepathic communication, can be through dreams, and there is many, many different ways. But honestly, psychic is just that. But the movies make it sounds very foreign to us. So people can be afraid of and really not explore that deep connection with themselves.
Hmm.
But really develop your intuition is something that absolutely anyone can. And as far as become more enhance those abilities, all human beings on earth has that ability. Some's already ahead of the process, but absolutely everyone has the ability to do so. So how you started doing the Akashic Records reading?
Well, I feel like there could be like a short story and a long story to that. The short story is that I went on a spiritual, I mean, I guess you could call it, it wasn't really a retreat, but I was invited to go like with these women that also study the course on a spiritual trip, like a gathering to Mount Shasta. And so right before I took that trip, I started having like some really, really powerful, now I know they're Akashic experiences. But when they were happening, I didn't know what was happening. I just started having like full body feelings and knowing about situations and people that it didn't really make sense to me. Like I would just feel this overwhelming feeling of knowing, like out of nowhere. So when I went on this spiritual retreat, there was someone there that read the Akashic Records, who I now refer to as my mentor. So she did an Akashic Record reading for me, and it just completely changed the trajectory of my life. Like apparently the Lords of the Records had been trying to get my attention, and I was not getting the hint. Like I was looking at all of this Akashic stuff, and I kept thinking, maybe I'm just supposed to interview these people for YouTube. Like it never occurred to me to read the records. I mean, like years ago, I thought about it, but I was not in the frame of mind to do it. I pushed it away. I That's another story. But I wasn't thinking anything about the Akashic records. So the information came through that this was something for me to do. Like, and that the Lords of the Records had been trying to get my attention for a while. So when I had that reading, it just completely opened the door. So I went in like 1000%. Like I started opening the records and acclimating to the higher energy. And I truly believe that I was able to have such an expansive experience with it relatively quickly because I was studying the course.
Yes.
And there was so
And
much
that
mind
has-
clarification going on. I mean, I had been meditating and over the decades, like there was this sincere longing in me to have a deeper connection to the divine, to know, but I didn't know what I wanted to know. I didn't know what that was. So I had always been practicing going within and quieting my mind. But because I was unaware of how the mind works and what the ego does, I was still fighting with myself. So when I got the course, it was like, oh, this is what I have been longing for. This is what I was looking for. And I no longer feel that, that like how do I find it? What am I missing? The course is taking me to what I felt like I was missing. And it absolutely has a profound effect on my ability to read the records. But I agree with you that everybody has, I would say extrasensory perceptions. And I was not thinking over the years, I want to channel or I want to be psychic or I want to be intuitive. That was nowhere in my mind, Eleanor. It
I
just like
understand.
unfolded. It just unfolded. Like I just started to notice that like I would feel things and I would know things. But it seemed to accelerate when I started studying the course.
Yes. So we decided that we're gonna have a live demonstration. You're gonna open my records and read it for me. While you open my records, I will just explain a little bit what the Akashic Records is. And I already created a video, I think about maybe more than one video. I'll try to put in the description. In the end, you're gonna see the link for that, where I explain what the Akashic Records is. The Akashic Records is all the memories that everything that happened on Earth, all your lifetimes, all your incarnations, all that information is this energetic place. And everyone can have access to their one. And some people are allowed to have access to others. For example, but Bridgitte should look at mine just because I give her permission. Whoever has the permission to look at those records can only do from a place of love. And of course, with the person's permission. So let me know when you are ready to open my.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me just add just a little bit more. I
Yes.
did actually ask the Lords of the Records, what are the Akashic Records? So they gave just a little bit to piggyback on what you have. I have it right here because there was some key points. So just like you said, it's a record keeping system, a storehouse of energetic information of all experiences in all directions of time since the inception of consciousness. And when you access the Akashic records of individuals, you're accessing cellular memory that's encoded in the intention of the thought, action, spoken word, deed. So, like, you get to see if you're a clear conduit, which, of course, in Miracles helps you to be the best clear conduit that you can be, given your consciousness. You basically get to see, like, what was the intention? Was the action taken based in love or was it based in fear? Like what the person wanted to create on a soul level. And it's just such a I love working with the records because you can get information about so much. I mean, not be overwhelmed. Like it's bite-sized pieces of information. And the way that I receive it is I will have like a full body feeling or knowing, or sometimes like you'll see me looking off to the left. Like I'll see it almost looks like a holographic representation, like a movie scene snapshot. Like I'll just see it. And so I'll describe to you what I'm feeling, sensing, or hearing, like when I'm doing this, like I'm hearing the words. So when I open the records, I feel like it feels like a full body blanket of love that just covers me. And then when I'm looking at you, when I'm listening to you talk, when you hit upon points of truth, I will feel either like this half of my brain fire up like you're turning on lights, or I'll feel like a wave just move completely through me, and I'm like, oh, that's the issue, or that's the truth. So it's that knowing that that I spoke of. Okay, and
Before
so
we
then I
start,
use the pathway prayer process from Linda House, How to Read the Akashic Records.
yes, I just want to pinpoint another fact is, for example, when you go to Akashic record reading with Bridgitte, who decide which information come to is not Bridgitte, is your
Mm-mm.
higher self.
Mm-hmm.
Your team, your guys are the one who decide which information you are ready that will best assist you at the moment. In the
Right.
first place, they were the ones who guided you to her.
And
So
so, yeah,
it's
and so that's I feel
you're
like when
safe all the time.
you asked earlier what's the difference between us, like, or how I see a psychic. So I would see, like, if you're asking a psychic, like, well, what's going to happen? What is this? And they're tapping into the potential of the energy. But like with the Akashic records, I'm asking your question and they're showing me. So most of the time, like, I have no idea what I'm seeing. And so it will make no sense to me. But when I start to describe it, the person will be like, that makes total sense to me. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
So so it's like, no, I am not deciding what comes through. I am the conduit, and my role is to hold as loving and clear of a space as possible.
I don't have any specific question. I will allow my guys to send a message that will best assist me and everyone that is watching for a demonstration point of view, and
Hmm.
that will be good for me and everyone.
Okay, so we'll open the records and they generally give an introductory message and then they
Okay.
will pause and say, we will take your questions. So maybe you want to do like one question and then we can close it if you want.
Okay, should I do the question now or
No.
okay? I will think of a
Okay.
question.
Okay. All right. So I'll go ahead and say the prayer. Some parts of it are read out loud and some parts of it are read in silence. So while I'm doing that, you can just take deep breaths and you can call in your spirit guides and teachers to be with us. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. O Holy Spirit of God, help me to know Maria Eleonora Dantes Spanks in the light of the Akashic Records, to see Maria Eleonora Dantes Spanks through the eyes of the Lords of the Records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of Maria Eleonora Dantes Spanks have for her. Records are now open. And we are with you. We are the Lords of the Records. And we are most pleased to be with you on this beautiful day of love, light, and creation. Your heart feels full at this time, dear one. You feel the love and the light, say, of this exchange with our dear one. There is a communion of love that takes place at this time. We will say not solely between your two hearts, but of all the hearts in communion at this time. It is no coincidence that you find yourselves here together. It is no coincidence for those in your, what you refer to as your audience, find themselves here. It is no coincidence they are drawn, pulled, led to such information. You are in the time of the heart, the time when all that is not of love and light will fall away. You will feel the pangs, we will say, some of this falling away, as it will not always be easy, it will not always be smooth, and it will not always feel like light. But we will say light emerges underneath it all, underneath the fears, the perceived chaos, the illusions before you, the miscreations you experience, the internal agitation and confusion. Underneath it all is the light that seeks and will emerge at this time. You are drawn to such information to assist you in this unfolding of light in your life and as you. These beings who speak of the Christ principles known to you as A Course in Miracles deliver this information, as we will say, a part of their purpose to share light-filled, light-based information rooted in love and truth. They are no different than you. They are simply at a different point on the path. They do nothing you cannot do. And because you are communing with beings of this sort, of this nature, of this love nature, you are being shown what is possible, what calls to you, what beckons to seek forth through you. Speak of the heart because it is your guide at this time. You will feel the heart more prominently. You will feel it seeking to take up more space, we will say, in the affairs of your life. Many of you have lived many of your years heavily bound in the intellect, and we do not dismiss the intellect. We do not say there is no place for it. We do not say it is irrelevant, but we are saying you are in the time of the heart. And what seeks to emerge can no longer be denied. You are tasked with creating, feeling, and knowing the balance between the head and the heart. So we say to you, thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in, for communing with these beings who show not the only way, but a way. We are the Lords of the Records. We are forever with you. Take your questions at this time.
Thank you. And my question is, am I going the right direction with the interviews? What guidance they would have for me about the interviews, and how can I best serve humanity and the Earth Ascension through this process?
Okay, I feel a wave going through me when you say serve humanity throughout this process. Okay, I'm hearing the word relax. So they're making me feel like, I feel like there's There's slight agitation in the how do I do it? What do I do? Energy of like, how do I grow this? What is there to do? So I'm feeling like they're wanting you to relax around it. I see you seated in a chair and your arms are, you're like this, and it feels like you're open and you're open to being shown. They're saying let the open up, let the ideas come to you. It just feels like there's some kind of strain, like there's a pushing, there's a trying to make it happen. And so they're saying to relax and open and to let what it is that you think you want to create to simply come to you. It feels like the strain and the agitation is kind of, it's not keeping it, it's not pushing it away. It feels like there's a slight barrier, like it's keeping it at bay just a little bit.
There is a
So
situation.
I'm feeling like to be lighter in it, to be lighter in the questioning, to be softer in the holding of the space that what you want to create can come in.
I see.
Okay, it feels like there's something else. Okay, they're drawing my attention to your heart. And they're saying that your heart is in the right place, that you have a very good heart, pure heart. Your intentions are sound, like they're rooted in love. They're saying you don't have to worry about the timing of anything because you already know that everything unfolds at the time and place and with the individuals that it's meant to unfold in. They're saying let go, let go, let go. Okay, they're reiterating that they know you know about letting go, but it feels like they want you to let go even more than what you already have. I see you, they're showing me like, it looks like a recliner, like what we would, what we know is like a lazy boy chair, like a recliner. And I see you settling into it, and they're making me feel like settle into trust, settle into your knowing, just sit back into it and feel the trust and the knowing, like feel it, not just think about it and know it on an intellectual level. They're saying to feel it viscerally.
Yes, that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Do you have any more questions about that? Like, or was there any part of that that was not?
I noticed that there will become people contact me that maybe is not really in alignment with what I want to this space to be. And I do have a kind of a struggle and say, no, I don't think this energy is the one that I wanted to put in there. But nobody never likes to do that.
They're already saying, bless them lovingly and send them on their way. Like while you were talking, they were just saying, bless them, just thank you, no thank you, just they just keep saying bless them. Like however that feels for you, just thank you, but no thanks is what it feels like. And it feels like the energy is very clean, it's very smooth. There is no need, there's emphasis on this, Eleanor. There is no need to explain or to justify. because you know, like I see like a white column of light running through you. It's very solid, very smooth. You know what feels true. You know what is in alignment with the light, with your light. You already know.
Yeah.
So okay, it feels like when individuals come to you who are out of alignment as with what you want to do, it's not for you to it's not for you to like fall out of that white column of light. It's not for you to acquiesce. It's for you to be even clearer in that column of light. This is not this is not in alignment with what I want to create. Bless you, thank you, no thank you. And just go right back to it. There should be no residual energy held around that interaction, no lamenting, no judgment. It's just a simple, clean cut no. And then you're staying here in your light. It feels like a very weak yes. Like if you say yes and you really don't want to, like a weak yes, it feels like it pulls you out of that. It pulls you out of it. And then they're saying it delays the very thing that you are wanting to create. It pushes it further back and delays it. If that
That
makes
makes
sense.
sense. So it's not unloving to say no.
Okay, they're saying absolutely not. I mean, if I could like bold it, italicize it, and underline it, they're saying absolutely not. So they're saying it's loving to them because you are blessing them to go in the direction that is truly for their highest good. You are sending them on their way because it feels like there's like some of these individuals, there could be grasping. There's this tight graspy energy. Oh, maybe this is the one, maybe this is it, and that feels more egoic. So the no is it's just as much as for them and as it is for you. The no is a redirecting them in a different direction. And of course, they're saying there's something that they need to see. They need to see the grasping, the trying to force the outcome. No, lovingly just no.
Thank you. That's give me
You
a
don't
lot
even
of
need, they're saying like
clarity and peace.
you don't even need a sentence because the no is felt in the energy. And you should be in a very clear, loving place when you say the no, so that it's strengthened, so that it's rooted in love.
Thank you. That's very, very helpful. Like when somebody is doing something that's not loving, and sometimes some people like to say, oh, I want to be the one talent and do not to do that, and even they need to pay for it. And oh, I'm not making anybody pay for nothing. I'm just being here in the place of love. I can help with the loving part, and I can say, don't go there. But I don't like to be the one pointing the finger.
No, it just feels like there's something like they're emphasizing with you. It's a redirecting. Okay, they're showing me the example. They're showing me this image of like an adult and a baby. So like if a baby is walking in one direction, they're seeing something they think they want. They're showing me these loving, soft hands, not even saying anything to the baby, just turning the baby's body physically in another direction, just redirecting them. It's soft, it's gentle, it's just go in the other direction. That is how your nose should feel. Just no, thank you.
I think I can do that.
In the other direction. And it's the same with, they're saying it's the same with when you're saying you see someone doing something and you want to say, no, don't do that. It's the same thing. You're observing. You're just observing. You don't need to say anything that because they're saying there is so much that is communicated energetically. So you're not wanting to communicate disapproval because you don't know what anything is for. That's what the Christ principles are. A Course Miracles. They teach you don't know what anything is for. So you're just observing. And then you just go in another direction. You change your attention to another direction. So it doesn't matter what they're doing. I feel like they're in their own, whatever people are doing, they're in their own cocoon, I'm hearing, their own bubble. They're having their own experience. You simply observe with love and you go in another direction.
I
Okay,
see.
that makes sense.
So it's only my business when it's really required an answer for me.
You will know, I mean, they said really, like, you will know when it's your business.
Yes.
There will be absolutely no doubt you will know when it's your business. Okay, now I feel like when you're looking at someone else's situation and even there's some little doubt and should I say something? Well, that's a clue to you that it's not your business because you will know when it is right in front of you and when there's something for you to do, say, know, or act upon. You will know. Oh, that was good for me too. That was
I'm
helpful
sure
for
that,
me too. Like that's nice the way they put it because I have some of those shit I like. You'll know.
yes, and I'm sure it's helped some people that are listening to. I'm in the mark of the hour and we still have some things to cover. But if you have some question for Bridgitte, feel free to ask. And let me just show her website.
Oh, so if we're finished, I need to close your records.
Oh yeah, so we are done. We can close.
Okay, we don't want to leave them open.
Oh
Okay.
yes, no.
So thank you. Thank you. I would like to thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion. I would like to thank the Lords of the Akashic Records for their point of view. And I would like to thank the Holy Spirit of Light for all knowledge and healing. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen.
Thank you so much. That was very clarifying.
Oh,
Amazing.
good.
I love it. And you had a demonstration of how an Akashic Record reading with Bridgitte will look like. And if you want to experience, I'm going to show you in a minute how to do it. I just have a quick question. The Lord of the Records and the Ra Collective, they are the same or they are different groups?
Well, okay. So I'm just smelling some essential oils to ground
Okay.
because sometimes I feel a little like I'm floating. Um, I'm not going to say that I'm the definitive, like I know, but often when I open the records, it's the lords of the records who are there as they govern the records. But for my purposes, not all the time, but they will often say to me that we are accompanied by our brothers and sisters of Ra. So they're letting me know that my guides and teachers are with them, but they're
And
not. So the lords of the records are always there and my guides are always with me. But sometimes when I open the records, it could be your higher self, or I'll feel a loved one standing behind me. But the lords of the records are always there.
perfect. That answers the question. So
Okay.
now I'm going to show your website. That's amazing. It's beautiful. Are you able to see? Are you able to see, Bridgitte?
Oh yes, I can see.
Okay,
Sorry.
good. So if you're on an Akashic Records, you can go to offers and then can you talk a little bit about the healing touch?
Yeah, so those are my two things, like both of them. I did not choose them. Spirit led me to the Akashic Records as well as to Healing Touch. Healing Touch is a light touch, non-invasive energy healing therapy, I will say, where you do techniques to clear, balance, and restore the human biofield, essentially the aura. And you're doing specific techniques, like if the chakras are still or if they're leaking, or if you feel tears or congestion in the energy field, you're using specific techniques to clear this energy to balance it and to restore it, to initiate the body's um, abilities to heal itself. So it's similar to the Akashic
Reiki.
Records, and you're a conduit. You're holding the space and doing the techniques for the body's um, own intuitive healing ability to be initiated. And in the session, you set the intention for the client's highest good. So I, as the healing touch practitioner, am not determining what happens. We have some things we could work on, yes, but your higher self, your guides and teachers are determining what is the highest good for you.
Yes, and do you use Reiki on that, or is it apart from Reiki?
It's different from Reiki. I know that there are some similarities, but it is different. So
Yeah.
I am becoming a certified healing touch practitioner. I'm at the tail end. So right now I just have like openings, like if you want a distance healing session on a donation basis. And then for the Akashic Records, I open up the schedule for the month. So you'll see like a few openings for Tuesday, and then at the end of the month, I'll open up for July.
And what is book curator?
So because I love books, like I've read so many books, and I have book lists that you can show on the Little Visioneers bookshop. If you go up to the top where it says Little Visioneers at the top of your tab of your website, not my website.
Okay, I have it
Yeah,
here.
yeah. If you go there, you can see all of these book lists that I have. So if you want a session, like what should I read? What's good? What could I focus on? That's what the book curator is. So like I would compile a
Oh,
list of some of the books that could be helpful. So I have a variety of books here. I have channel books. I have fiction reads because I do like a good fiction. I have books toward the bottom, like how to develop your psychic and intuitive abilities. I have oracle cards, and Little Visioneers is basically, oh yeah, it's all of the books are by women.
yes. I know the person who wrote this book, and he's amazing. You are planning to translate it to Portuguese and Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an amazing book. And let me go back here. If somebody wants to buy your books, they can
Yes.
buy
So
from here or
they
from the
would they would
little.
still go back to bookshop because this link that I have here is going to take you back to bookshop.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, would you like to say anything else about the bookshop?
Um, I don't know. Like I love books. Like I'm constantly buying books and it's like I love to talk about books, like I love to share information through books. And I on bookshop you can buy any book that you want as long as you see Little Visioneers over there to the left. Our store will be getting credit for the purchase, but you can purchase anything. And I think my bookshop is actually on the home page of bookshop right now, and they're having a free shipping. There's like no cost for shipping right now because it's like the anti-prime Amazon Prime or something. Like if you click, you see right over here to the left where it says bookshop.org, Eleanor.
Yeah,
Yes, if you click on that, you'll be at the home page. And so
yeah.
the banner here will tell you, like, it'll change in a second. Yeah, there it is. Like no shipping charges at the top.
Let me see. Nice. Very,
There it
very
is.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. So the 8th through the 11th, you can buy a book without a shipping charge.
And you already have some books. The Gift of Crisis is
The
this,
vision.
and the Visionaries Handbook.
So
This
the
one,
vision. Go
go
ahead.
ahead. That's
The
the new one.
Visionaries Handbook is that's my first channeled book. And that book is all about living in the heart. And that's initially what I had as the book cover, but I'm going to redesign the book cover. And this is just a sign up page. If you'd like to get information, just put your email in of when the book will be published. And it's just a small little description of what the book is about, but it's basically channel guidance that is in alignment with A Course in Miracles about how to move more into your heart, how to create from your heart, and let the vision that is trying to be expressed through you as your life and as an expression of you, that is the vision that we all have trying to come through us. So it's a guidebook. It's a handbook for living from your heart.
That's amazing. It's an amazing book. I read it, and Bridgitte has been guided to work with us with Mind Sherpa Publishing House.
Mm-hmm.
As the publisher that I am the US director for it, and also translator of the books to Portuguese. And in the future, we are publishing your Visionaries Handbook in English. But the plan is you get to a point, and with your permission, we also translate it to Spanish and Portuguese, your book. So the webpage has a new look now. We just turned 1 year in June, and there is one book coming up. Bridgette's book, we're gonna start work on in October, but the plan is to have it available for you still this year.
Yeah,
So that
it's
has
so
been
exciting.
amazing, Bridget. As I told maybe I think we should come back and dedicate 1 whole hour just for the Course in Miracles, just
I could talk about that for a while.
because
I
we
love
love
it.
the Course in Miracles.
I say every day, thank God for the course. Every day. Thank God. I don't know where my life would be without it.
Oh, that's right. You are writing a book about a Course in Miracles. Can you tell about? I will be in that book.
Oh, well, I'm not doing it like you guys are doing it. So, yeah, I kept having this guidance. I was talking with actually my Akashic Records mentor, and we were talking about doing something like this. And I just kept having this feeling like the course at work in your life, it's a book. And so she was like, you need to do it. So, what it is that I'm not looking for contributors. I've asked the Holy Spirit, just bring them to me. And so sometimes when I'm talking to people, the title just drops into my mind, and then I'll keep thinking about that person, so I know that they want them to make a contributing piece to it. So I'm just having so far 15, I'm hearing, to 20 contributors write about the impact A Course in Miracles has had on their life, like how they found the course, if they would ever stop doing the course. And one written story of the impact it's had on their life. I haven't written my contribution yet. I don't even know how I'm going to scale it down. But but so far, yes, I'm really, really excited about that. Really excited.
Yes, and the books does things to you like I never thought about becoming a translator.
Oh, I never thought
I'm
about
not
channeling.
really English. I'm not gonna be a translator. But I wanted those books of Tina and Luiz Spalding to be translated to Portuguese so bad that I was calling all the publishers in Brazil and no one was interested. I said, come on. So talking to Tina in a private session, she kind of nodded me. Maybe that's part of your life's purpose. Oh no. In 2021, in November, I had been kicked out of my job because I refused to take this. So I was out of the matrix for good. The next day, I started a YouTube channel. I started November 9th. And only 2 weeks to end the year, 2021, I got that idea and that nagging voice. Do the lessons of A Course in Miracles in Portuguese, translate the commentary, and read in Portuguese. And that wouldn't go away. So I have to do it. I could make an excuse like, oh, I don't have the right equipment, but I knew better how to not to do that because when I decided to do something in my life, if it's strong, I just do with what I have. So that's what I did.
Me too.
I
Hmm.
use my old computer The first videos are horrible, but if you concentrate, you'll get the message. The picture's not good, the sound is not good, but I did it anyway. It's even broke for like after 2 weeks it's broke and I did by hand with my phone for 3 weeks. But I did it a whole year. By the end of the year, the book was translated. I'm not telling the whole story this time, but and then
Yeah.
it was 2022. In 2023, I had the nagging voice again. Oh, now that you do your YouTube channel in English, Portuguese, and Spanish, you're gonna see videos in all three languages, including the interviews. And I said, just do the lessons now in Spanish and translate it to Spanish. And he said, what? Why
Hmm.
would you do that?
Hmm.
Okay, the Portuguese is ready. I may get somebody to publish in Portuguese, but I never publish my translations to Spanish because that wouldn't even be fair.
Hmm. Hmm.
The publish is the people that speak Spanish. But and then it comes strong as, okay, Jesus, I know what's in. Okay, I will do it. I don't know what it's for, but I will do it. And I
So,
did.
so that's good that you, I mean, because like when you're talking, I'm thinking, yeah, our paths are very similar. Like we're being nudged like towards books, written material. There's light encoded in the word and in between the words. Like it's not just a book. Like there's a lot in it. But the healing too, because when you said you lost your job because you wouldn't take that, man, I just got like this huge feeling about your Reiki like there like that, and then you were talking about YouTube. Like there is truly something there, and I have experienced your Reiki sessions. They can be very powerful. So maybe there's something. Is there something? So I always open the Akashic records, but I don't have to open them to perceive the information. Like it'll
Okay.
come through, like just like how it's coming now. So there's something there for you to do with Reiki. I'm just asking, is it tied to YouTube? Okay, they're saying yes. So something, I don't know, like if you're holding up your hands and just delivering information, like sending people out to your YouTube
I
channel.
think I already did that sometime,
Hmm.
but I didn't do it online. I put some recorded ones that are also in my website that is for free. But I'm thinking about do it
There's
online.
something with Reiki and YouTube. I don't know how long it'll last. I don't know, what's going on with YouTube, but there's something I just have like such this really strong feeling about that. As soon as you talked about losing your job or not working wherever you were working, like it just came in so strong. So it's like in addition to that and what you're doing with books. I don't know, is it demonstrations on YouTube or some techniques? They're saying both.
Yes. The big ones, there is a way that you can do in YouTube where you become you create a membership that people would pay, but it just doesn't feel guided to do that in YouTube.
It's not
When you start in
necessary.
YouTube, you want to do is like voluntary for free, whoever wants donate, but I don't really want it to do like
It's
anything
it's not
crazy.
it's not it's not like it's not membership. That didn't feel right when you said that, but it's something like little snippets, like short little pieces I'm hearing of the techniques. I don't know what techniques you use, but just something to just show just a little bit. Like 10 minutes or less, like short.
Yes, I call it Reiki, but I devolve completely away from the conventional. I do that
Oh,
with
okay.
everything and never do anything like everybody else do.
She
Everybody
has
else
her own
does.
style. You
So
have your
I
own
have my
style?
own, yeah, I do.
Yeah, it says she has her own style.
And I'm started calling just energy healing because it's not just Reiki. I connect to the
Okay,
Reiki.
so just little, little snippets, like just like a little. a little piece, nothing long and lengthy, but you're just kind of, it's piquing curiosity, they're saying. Just something to pique the curiosity.
Oh, thank you. That's very enlightening. Are you gonna do that? Are you
You're
gonna?
going to do that, you're saying?
Oh, yes, yes, yeah.
Okay, okay, I feel it's subsiding. Okay.
Well, I'm not sure if we miss anything.
I think we got everything.
We could speak for like hours of you. It was an absolutely pleasure to have you here. When your book is ready, I'm gonna interview you again for the book in Mind Sherpa, for Mind Sherpa. But before we go, let me just show my website. That's very beautiful. We can do
That
it
would be
very
fun.
quickly. And the reason why I want to do that is because I want people to look at this. Claim your free distant Reiki. They are free Reiki sessions, samples, but they're not just sample. They really, really work. So you just come here. I don't ask even for you to create a user in the website. It's really free. You just go and start experience to release stress, to clear your energy, relax, and fall asleep quicker. I do that in the beginning of all my sessions, and many people they fall asleep in the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then you have to heal all your chakras. It's free. Take advantage. And I'm not gonna go much about the chakras, but here I explain what type of problems you can have when you have your root chakra imbalance. For example, you experience fear, anxiety, financial struggles, lack of direction. So just for that is already worth to try. It's free. If you don't believe it, just do and see what will gonna happen. I guarantee you. If you do for 3 days, you're gonna notice a difference. You're gonna notice that some shifts are happening for good. So it's the awakeningpath.net. You know how to find. It's very easy to navigate. Let me close here. Bring Bridget back. I'm so happy that we connected, that we met in
Yeah.
person, and we have plans to continue working together. And here I want to extend the invitation for you to come back and we explore more about this new way of life, of life through the teachings of the Course and Jesus and Ananda's teaching too.
Yes.
I think the last time I look, we didn't have any question, so that's okay. We'll just stop here. Do you have any departure message for us?
Well, thank you so much. I really enjoyed this time. It was really nice talking with you, and I agree. I'm really glad that we got a chance to connect. I feel like we talked for so long, but there was still so much more that could have been said. So I look forward to the next time we get together and working with you in Mind Sherpa.
Thank you. That was an absolutely pleasure, like I said before. And I will see you next. And thank you very much for everyone that's watching here. If you are not subscribed yet and you want to support this channel, please subscribe, share, send this interview for anyone that you think can benefit from it. So much love and light to you, and see you next time. So I just disconnected from YouTube.